Hey, greetings everyone from our home to yours. This is the fifth Sunday after Epiphany. And our passage for today comes from Luke chapter 14, verses 25 through 33. And this is the story of the tower builder and the king going to war. And in these stories, some of the context is that Jesus has been performing a lot of miracles, some of them very awe-inspiring, and he's been saying some wonderfully enlightening things. And because of all this, he's been generating a lot of excitement. And because of all this excitement, many people have been flocking to see Jesus in huge crowds. And some more than 5,000 people had been coming to see him. And while these people were flocking to him and he's having this time talking to his disciples, the question of following Jesus comes up. And he says something that's very profound. And it really rings true today in this idea that we have going around of this easy believism, or all you have to do is say this sinner's prayer and you will go to heaven. But it's much different than that. And being a Christian has a lot more to do with your life and what you do with your life than just saying a sinner's prayer and then forgetting about it. The bottom line of what Jesus is trying to say is that anyone who does not carry his cross and follow him cannot be his disciple. And it's really not about carrying our cross. It's not about laying down our life, because he did that for us. But with these stories, Jesus was wanting to ensure that if we want to follow him, we have seriously considered the consequences of the commitment it takes to be a follower of Jesus. The first story that Jesus uses is the story of a man building a tower. And the idea is that just because you want to build a tower doesn't mean you can just get up one morning and start building a tower. Jesus is saying that if you build a tower, you need to buy the supplies, you need to pay for the work, you need to plan it, you need to do all the things that doing this project takes before you do it. I remember one time I was trying to remodel a bathroom. Actually, it wasn't remodeling, it was actually putting it together. We bought a house that was finished on the first floor but not on the second floor. And I had done the bedroom living area and the laundry room area. And now I was working on put a bathroom down there. And I got the toilet plumbed and I was working on the shower. Got the shower in, and I was trying to take the water from the hot water heater and run it through the ceiling to the shower so that I could drywall it in and finish it out. I should have measured it and, or got a string and figured out how many bins and made a plan, but I didn't. I just looked at it, swagged it, and went at it with abandon. And I ended up going to the plumbing store probably about 10 times that day. And about 2 o'clock in the morning, I had put everything together, got everything plumbed, so I thought, and turned on the water so I could take a shower and go to bed and get up for church the next morning. Reached in, turned the main water to the house on, and something hit me in the back of the head. It was one of the fixings that I forgot to glue. So I did not count the cost. I wasted tons of time going back and forth if I just made a plan. And that's what it is when we follow Jesus. We've got to make a plan, not for any other reason than to know that following Jesus is going to change our life. And following Jesus is going to take a lot out of our life, because it just does. So it's not easy to be a believer. I mean, it is, in a sense, it's easier than going to hell. But the point that I'm trying to make is that if we want to be a disciple of Jesus, it's neither the coolness nor the attractiveness of being a Christian or being a disciple that should motivate us. You cannot be a true follower, a true disciple of Jesus, until you know all that's involved and the commitment that it's going to take, and the commitment that you're making to Jesus. You must know if you're willing to submit to his will or not. Because the part that really bothers us about what Jesus was saying was, he said that if you want to follow him, you have to hate your father, your mother, children, your wife, your sisters, and even your own life, or you cannot be his disciple. But does that really mean that we have to hate our family and love Jesus? Well, no, it doesn't. Some scholars will say that the comparison of the love that you have for God or the love that you have for Jesus will make the love that you have for your family pale so much in comparison that it would seem like hate. But actually, the idea in Jewish tradition of love and hate isn't about emotions. It's more about a submission of the will. So to love God is to choose to submit to him. And to hate is to reject or refuse to submit to him. So what Jesus was saying, that one must love him, means submit to his will, and reject his family, meaning that there will come a time when you must not submit to your family's will because it doesn't correspond with God's will. And I know that sounds a lot different than what we've heard in the past, but God is a God of love. And hate is not something that we would even attribute to God other than he hates sin. So why would we say God loves you, but he wants you to hate his family? I don't even know why we even say that, or theologians even talk about it. The point is, following Jesus will change your life. It'll change your life for the better, but also you could lose family and you could lose friends. Are you prepared for that to happen? Are you prepared to lose your drinking buddies? Are you prepared to lose the buddies that you ran around and did stuff you shouldn't have been doing? Are you prepared for that? Are you prepared for the day when your family kicks you out of your home because you're a Christian now? If you want to follow Jesus, you have to count the cost. So may we go this week. Some of us have counted the cost and we follow Jesus. But maybe if you haven't, please count the cost. Know what it takes to be his disciple and follow him. Grace and peace to you. God bless you.